So monitoring is a fix-up strategy, and you have these little sub-tasks that you can do to help you navigate when something doesn't make sense. So you can reread, read ahead, raise new questions, make a prediction, attack a word, or look it up. And so in the example on page 21 in Out of the Dust, the chapter is called Rules of Dining. It says, Daddy says, the potatoes are peppered plenty tonight, Polly, and chocolate milk for dinner, aren't we in Clover? Well, you could stop and say, well, that doesn't really make sense to me. I'm not sure exactly what they mean. I know they're talking about dust being in things, but when they say, aren't we in Clover? Well, what exactly does Daddy mean by that? I'm not sure. So let's see. The first thing I can do is reread. So chocolate milk for dinner, aren't we in Clover? Aren't we in Clover? Read ahead. When really all our pepper and chocolate is nothing, it's nothing but dust. I heard word from Livy Killian. Okay, well, that's not going to help me. Reading ahead anymore isn't going to really make much more sense for me. So I read ahead. I can ask a question. Well, I know the question that comes to mind for me is like, what is Clover, and what does that phrase in Clover actually mean? In trying to answer that question, I can ask myself, okay, what do I already know about clover? Well, I know about a four-leaf clover, and a four-leaf clover is lucky. So maybe, and part of monitoring also is making a prediction. So if I read ahead, raised new questions, or made a prediction, or changed a prediction, I could make the prediction that when they say the word clover, they mean lucky. All right, let's reread and make sure it makes sense. Daddy says, the potatoes are peppered plenty tonight, Polly, and chocolate milk for dinner, aren't we in Clover? Aren't we lucky? That makes sense in this context. When I looked it up online, it actually said something about clover being the base of the most popular sort of honey way back in the day, I think 1500s it says. And cattle found clover to be very delicious, and it was very fattening for them. So, in clover, representative of prosperity. So here we used monitoring to help us understand the literal meaning of the phrase, aren't we in Clover? Once we figure that out using monitoring, we can sort of hop over to identifying important information, because this is very telling about Pa. If he's saying there's dust in everything, and Pa is saying, you know, that the potatoes are very peppery, oh yum, and yay, we have chocolate milk instead of milk with dust in it, aren't we lucky? This was representative of Pa's character, that he was very resilient and very unwilling to give up. So if you were doing a character study of Pa, this would be a great piece of textual evidence to pull in to build an understanding of who his character was. And again, that would be an example of identifying important information, because you're just pulling in that one little piece to help you add to a character that you have already tucked into the back of your mind.